All right. The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is should Canelo be upset about being stripped of the IBF title? We're going to start this one off with the man who's proclaimed himself as an honorary Mexican, Trills.
Viva Mexico! Shout out to all my Mexican fans out there. Canelo should be very upset. First of all, Canelo's the champion. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's stepping in these rings, and he's the one that's getting punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? He should be very upset, especially after paying them sanctioning fees. He should have a say on when his belt should go. If he didn't want to fight for that belt, then he should have a say. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's the one that's getting punched and he's taking the hits and he's spending the money for these belts. You know what I'm saying? He should at least got a phone call, a text, an email, something. Canelo was furious because he was like, that was easy work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He would have took that payday. You know what I mean? And he wanted to defend. I'm just upset. I could believe that they're doing too much over there. They're doing too much over there at Golden Boy. We understand that's y'all star and all that, and y'all want to make sure that y'all doing too much. That was wrong. Y'all need to talk to that man. And that's it. That's how I feel. Canelo, hey, I'm with you. I'm furious too. They should have hollered at you.
G. Canelo should be relieved. You know what I mean? So, I'm being honest. A fighter of his stature, I don't even understand why he would want to have those belts. I would be like, thank goodness, because all these obligations are horrendous. Like the IBF is like, yo, you have X amount of windows to fight in mandatory or negotiate a fight with some other mandatory, this, that, and the third, and you're trying to do it.
No. I gotta, don't mean to cut you off. I wanna, what is your, so do you think he shouldn't be upset?
Nah, I think he should be relieved, for real. I think he should be happy.
He should be relieved.
Yeah, like, cause think about it, he's already
relieved.
He's already a megastar, right? So he doesn't need these belts to sell the zone subscriptions or to make money. He's already
I
set.
think you're missing the question.
Should he be upset about being stripped of the
Yeah.
IBF title? I'm saying if I was him,
Even though seeing that he already paid for these belts and already had to fight for these belts and put in training for these belts, get punched in the face for these belts.
yeah, I agree. But think about it's kind of like it's kind of like this, right? You know, like when in history class, people would be like, oh, like African Americans died for the right to vote. I don't believe they died for the right to vote. They died to be equal. And if voting will get you equality, you're gonna fight for that. You see what I'm saying?
I just want to say this:
So,
you're bordering on getting too black.
All right, pardon me.
Okay, and you know we're not allowed to do that.
Exactly. My apologies. So now, is the end goal for Canelo to be a megastar or just be the IBF champion? It's to be the megastar. So now, so now walk with me, right? When IBF says you have to solidify this match within this time frame, or you get penalized, right? And your promotional team, Golden Boy, is like, all right, we're trying to negotiate some fights. We're trying to fight this person and that person, but the people that you're trying to fight, they know your obligations, right? So they go, yo, these are my terms. I could stretch this out as long as possible, so you better agree to my terms or you gonna get stripped. So then now you're putting me at a disadvantage, but I'm a megastar. Why should I have to deal with that?
So
I'm gonna be like,
he never had that opportunity.
no, but I'm saying Golden Boy is representing him, right? So then now you have to trust.
They're advised, but
But they're the ones. But walk with me, what I'm saying. They're the ones who are negotiating on his behalf, right? And when you're trying to negotiate with different fighters in different weight divisions at the same time, because remember, that's what the IBF is claiming. We keep giving you extensions, and nothing is being solidified, right? And I'm just like, man, the hell with the IBF. The IBF loses more from this situation than Canelo. You see what I'm saying? Because they need Canelo's money. Because Canelo's that star. You need his fees. You see what I'm saying? So what you gonna do now? You strip them and what? He's like, all right, I don't care. Like, because now the people still rocking with him, but walk with me on this. Mexico's still rocking with him. The world's still rocking with him. He don't need these titles.
The question was, does he need them? Because we know Canelo doesn't need a belt. We said that last week. Canelo doesn't need a belt. It comes to a point where we was talking about respect. We was just talking about fear. You was talking about able reason being fair. So you mean to tell me now, just because you're being represented by a company, they can't treat you fair like you're a human, like you matter? You know what I'm saying? Like they can't call you up and say, hey, we have this situation with IBF. They can't, so they don't have to tell you.
All right, so that's another
so
question. We're talking two different questions.
No, we're talking about the same question. The same question is, should Canelo be upset that he was stripped? And I'm saying, yeah, he should, because he's the one that has to pay. This is not coming out of Golden Boy's pocket. This is coming out of Canelo's pocket. They're not the ones. We don't know how Canelo might have felt. There's certain fighters that be like, you know what? I love the IBF belt, or I always dreamed of having a WBC belt. We don't know how he felt. He's upset. Canelo's upset about this. And should he be upset? He should be upset.
But I don't think
Mexican.
Yo, but think about it. But walk me on this. I don't think we're contradicting each other. You can still be upset and be relieved at the same time.
I don't think he's relieved
because think about this.
I can just jump in for a second. I think, because I agree with both of you, but I think you're both missing each other.
Yeah, what's up with all of us saying I agree, but
I'm pulling a trail. Sometimes you have to pull a trail. Listen, all right, so what Trill is saying isn't the fact that he doesn't have the title anymore. Trill's not saying that he should care about not having the title anymore. He agrees that he's bigger than the belts, which is your point. What Trill is saying is, it's the fact that no one notified him that he could potentially lose the belts, and he wasn't given the chance to make the decision as to whether or not he wanted to keep the belt or vacate it. And I think that's where you guys are missing.
No, that's I was just about to say. I understand why he's frustrated with Golden Boy, right? Because of that same thing. He wasn't notified that on the backhand, Golden Boy's trying to negotiate these fights, trying to make sure he stays with the IBF, but it fell through, right? I don't understand how people that are representing you aren't notifying you by every step of what's going on. But, however, what I'm saying is, hey, look at this opportunity as a blessing. Like, that means I'm not obligated to this IBF mandatory talk and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? Because he's rushing negotiations. Like, he's literally like, Golden Boy was like trying to negotiate, I think, 3 fights at the same time for Canelo. Like, they're just trying to get something just so Canelo could get a fight.
Negotiating 3 fights, Canelo can only fight 1 man at a time.
That's my point. I agree. But however, if you know, hey, he has IBF requirements, and I go like, yo.
I'm thinking to the point where this is going to bump heads. This is going to be an issue. This is going to turn into something else.
Yeah, because think about purse bids. They could be purposely doing that to force Canelo to fight on PBC or something. Or Showtime on, what's that, ESPN Plus.
Canelo is a major star. You know what I'm saying? Like with Floyd. When Floyd left HBO, what happened?
They don't have boxing anymore.
Now, this is what's going to happen with Canelo. I've seen a lot of things change when Canelo went to the zone. It seemed like everybody started running to the zone. Now, let Canelo say something bad about Golden Boy and how he feels about Golden Boy.
You seen Eddie going swoop.
You know what I'm saying?
G will cry.
I'm being honest with you. I don't think Canelo's going to go to Eddie.
Where's Ryan?
Huh?
Where did Ryan go?
Man, listen.
This is all I'm saying. Like, put some respect on Canelo's name. Put some respect on Canelo's name. Not only is he that guy in this sport, he earned the right for a phone call. Now, we don't have to, who are we to say that, maybe he don't have to, maybe he wants to. Maybe he wants to have these obligations. Yeah, these obligations. Like, who are we to say we're not Canelo? Canelo has earned that right to choose what he want to do.
No, I agree. So I want to highlight where I agree with Trill and where I agree with Greg. So where I agree with Trill is when you work for someone, you work for someone. So I'll tell you a story. I used to go to this barber. I went to this barber from like 7th grade to 11th grade. And he used to cut my hair, and he did a great job. Obviously, he was my barber for years. But when I got older, I would want different things. And I would say to him, like, you know, line me up, like, leave my sideburns or do this. And my barber would just do what he wanted to do, because cutting my hair from 7th grade to 11th grade gave him a level of comfort where he felt like he can just do with my hair what he felt would look good. It didn't matter what I told him. And it was like, when it's all said and done, I wear this hairstyle, I pay you, I tell you what to do with my hair. So that's when I realized, like, although this guy was my barber from 7th grade to 11th grade, I needed to move on and go somewhere else where the person saw me as a paying customer.
Bingo!
Respect what I told him to do. So I think, you know, where I agree with Trill is when you make a decision like that, you're too comfortable in your position where you don't respect that you work for someone. And I feel like Golden Boy doesn't understand, or they don't respect the fact they work for Canelo, and they feel like they can just make decisions for him. And as I was growing up from 7th grade to 11th grade and becoming a man, like, hey, you do what I tell you to do with my hair. Canelo's growing from a man as well. Remember, they had Canelo when he was a young guy. Canelo is now a full-fledged man in the sport who knows his status, and he's saying, like, you work for me, don't forget that. Don't you do what I tell you to do, and any opportunity you have that involves me, bring it to me first. And that could be a deal breaker. But according to Bernard Hopkins in a recent interview I saw, it's all taken care of and smoothed over. Now, what I agree with G is there's so many alphabet soup belts running around, so many fake champions. You strip Canelo of the belt, you can give it to whomever you like. People are still going to know Canelo didn't lose that belt in the ring. Canelo is the 4th highest paid athlete in the world according to Forbes magazine. That's not going to change with or without the IBF belt. But what he doesn't have to worry about is these stupid mandatories and things of that nature. And it brings me to another point. If we're going to incentivize fighters to become undisputed, you can't keep giving them these ridiculous mandatories just to meet sanctioning fees and just to promote belts. It's like, oh, you got to defend the IBF belt. Oh, you got the WBC too, now you got to do this mandatory. No, now you got to do that. I think the WBC shouldn't call it something stupid like the diamond belt, but one thing that the other orgs can learn from the WBC is when you have a mega star, you don't need to make that person fight mandatories. Every time this person fights, it's an extravaganza. It's boxing Super Bowl. Give that person some leeway. The biggest star in boxing should be treated like they are the biggest star in boxing. That's what I go with.
Yeah, but you know, same with the sanctioning bodies and all that. At the end of the day, these guys have been fair. You know what I'm saying? These guys when you're trying to, I've never heard of when guys are trying to unify and do fights like that. Plenty of times with the Canelo situation, Canelo fighting Golovkin and stuff like that, a lot of these sanctioning bodies fell back and it was like, oh, these fights is bigger than the belts. Like with him fighting Danny, a lot of these sanctioning bodies was like, oh, you know, we're not gonna sanction it, but these fights are bigger than these belts. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to some of these sanctioning bodies.
IBF fell back. They gave him extensions for the Kovalev fight.
Yeah.
That fight fell through.
Yeah.
You know
It didn't fall through. Kovalev has a fight.
Yeah.
No, but Kovalev took the other fight because he was like, yo, this is taking too long.
Nah, but Canelo's waiting for him. So that's what Canelo wants to wait for him and then fight Kovalev. Because Canelo believes that he can beat Kovalev, and he believes he can do something that only I think Bernard Hopkins has done. So he's trying to.
So I can't get mad at IBF for stripping him because the rules are the rules.
I'm not mad at the IBF for that at all.
Golden Boy dropped
I'm mad at Golden Boy.
Golden Boy was wilding for not notifying what's going on.
I'm not mad at the IBF. I'm mad at Golden Boy. You have to. This is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. Canelo, first of all, and Canelo, alright, Golden Boy is cool, but when you think of Golden Boy, who do you think of?
Canelo.
Canelo.
Or
You think it's
Oscar.
Canelo?
De La Hoya, that's
You
it.
just think of
Yeah,
Canelo,
just those
you know
two.
what I'm
Oscar
saying?
is not fighting.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
He's just the
You think
promoter.
of-
That's
Actually,
what
when I think of Golden Boy, I think of Bernard Hopkins.
Canelo. You know what I'm saying? You think of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was just, it was disrespectful, and especially when Canelo was saying that he would have fought. He said, I would have fought this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then not only is Canelo's been fighting the top guys back to back. Who was he fighting? Some guy I never even heard. I heard of him, I'm not even gonna lie. But this guy is just, you know what I'm saying?
You talking about Kovalev?
No. He was gonna fight some guy that they wanted him to fight as a middleweight, 160 for that IBF. It wasn't even.
I feel like Canelo shouldn't personally, even if it's the IBF, have to fight a guy if he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Like, not
But
like
give him that option.
not like he's avoiding
But give him
the
that
fights. We already know he's Canelo. He's the fourth highest paid athlete according to Forbes
I think he
magazine.
earned the right to choose.
Like, yeah, man, we gotta stop, man.
Yeah.
You know, we can't say, you know, when you're a up and coming artist, you may put out an album a year, you may put out 2 albums in 1 year. But once you reach like Drake status, you put out an album when you feel like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so come on, man.
I think Canelo earned the right to pick and choose when he wants to fight, and I think that Golden Boy was totally disrespectful. So that's just how I feel. Hey, this is Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know how you feel. And check us out on our social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's the Boxing Bros.